For decades, Africa has been treated as a bystander in international affairs, often dictated to by Western powers. But Mahama's leadership signals a seismic shift, a metaphorical earthquake, that could signify the end of an era dominated by Western interests.
Ibrahim Traore.
Hey darlings, and welcome back once again to another interesting, intriguing, and most importantly, captivating and mind-blowing episode for what we have going on here on the stable. I mean the stable of vibes upon vibes with Chiwi. So guys, Charlie, you guys didn't tell me that something fantabulous, something supernatural, something like thunder and brimstone is happening in the motherland Ghana. Like I was really wondering. I said, come, can this be happening in the motherland Ghana? Like guys, you might want to ask, what is stopping? What's going on? Are you aware, ladies and gentlemen, that the Ghanaian president, John Dramani Mahama, has recently chased the US Army from the country? Like, I don't want to explain in details because this talk will not be sweet in my mouth. I want my brother exactly in full details of a video that is well compiled, well analyzed, to tell us what is happening based on Ghana's president's reaction and action towards the US Army, because I am seeing a lot of things coming in future that is definitely going to change the mindset, change the narrative in the map of Africa, starting from West Africa. Do you understand? Exactly. And as well, President Traore, the great and mighty man of valor, our Prince Charming, our Odogu. Like guys, you will get to find out a lot of things in the course of these videos. Exactly. And I'll oblige at this point, begin to like, share, and subscribe, because you don't want to miss out on this you don't want to miss out. But as you do that, let's quickly delve into what these videos are all about, and we will be right back to sum it up at the end of the day. So kindly watch patiently till the end, and as well watch attentively, pay attention to details so that you will tell me what you got to know at the end of the day. Trust your one and only ambassador to bring you premium updates, gist, news, name it. I told you this year we are coming with a banger, like thunder, lightning, and brimstone. Didn't I? Exactly. To educate, inspire, motivate, captivate us. Exactly. So let's take a look at this and we'll be right back.
Ghana's newly elected president, John Mahama, proved to the world and to the West that he is more than just another puppet leader. His victory isn't merely a win for Ghana. It carries profound implications for the entire African continent. For decades, Africa has been treated as a bystander in international affairs, often dictated to by Western powers. But Mahama's leadership signals a seismic shift, a metaphorical earthquake, that could signify the end of an era dominated by Western interests at the expense of African priorities. This isn't just about Ghana's foreign policy. It's about something far more significant. Africa demanding its rightful place at the global table, and rejecting the exploitation that has drained its resources for generations. But what sets John Mahama apart? What is he doing that is fundamentally different from his predecessors? John Mahama has made waves by calling for the removal of US troops from Ghana. This decisive stance is a reflection of the growing sentiment across Africa, a call to reclaim sovereignty and redefine the continent's relationship with foreign powers. Mahama's appeal is not just about military presence. It represents a broader struggle against the remnants of neo-colonialism. For decades, African nations have hosted foreign troops under the guise of security and stability. Yet, these arrangements often undermine local sovereignty, reduce trust among nations, and perpetuate a narrative that Africa cannot manage its own affairs. Mahama's demand resonates with the ideals of Pan-Africanism, a vision of Africa as a self-reliant, unified, and independent force. By asking US troops to leave, he signals that Ghana, like the rest of the continent, is ready to take charge of its own security and chart a path that prioritizes African interests. This move aligns with the legacy of Ghana's founding father, Kwame Nkrumah, who championed the idea of Africa free from external domination. Mahama's call echoes the Pan-African belief that Africa's resources, both human and material, should serve its own development, not the strategic interests of foreign nations. The presence of foreign military installations in Africa often comes with hidden costs. It creates dependency, invites geopolitical rivalries, and sometimes leads to actions that are out of sync with the aspirations of local populations. By asking for US troops to leave, Mahama is advocating for an Africa that stands tall, manages its own challenges, and refuses to be a pawn in global power struggles. Ghana's voice under Mahama's leadership is part of a larger continental awakening. Across Africa, leaders and citizens alike are questioning the long-standing narratives that justify foreign intervention. They are demanding respect, equity, and a seat at the table, not as dependents, but as partners shaping the future of a multipolar world. This moment is not just about Ghana. It is about Africa reclaiming its place in history. John Mahama's call is a rallying cry for African nations to stand together, reject undue influence, and take bold steps toward sovereignty. The world must recognize this as a sign of Africa's maturity, confidence, and readiness to lead on its own terms. Ghana, once again, is leading the charge for Pan-Africanism, reminding us all that Africa's future will be determined by Africans themselves. It is a future where Africa's decisions, resources, and destiny are firmly in its own hands. Mahama's triumph was not just an electoral victory. It was a battle for Ghana's very identity. His campaign was rooted in a vision for financial autonomy, breaking the chains of foreign loans, businesses, and directives that have left Ghana economically dependent. For too long, Ghana, like many African nations, has been caught in a cycle of debt and dependency, relying on Western loans and aid that serve to perpetuate its vulnerabilities. But Mahama has had enough. He's charting a bold new course, one that prioritizes self-reliance and sustainable development. His plan isn't about patchwork solutions or simply keeping the economy afloat. Instead, it's about laying the foundation for an independent economy powered by Ghanaians for Ghanaians. Mahama's ambitious plan centers on reshaping Ghana's economy from the ground up. Over the next 4 years, his administration aims to implement sweeping governance reforms to rebuild trust in political and governmental institutions. Recognizing the damage inflicted by previous regimes, he has pledged to work alongside Ghanaians to revive the nation's potential as the Black Star of Africa. This journey will not be easy, Mahama acknowledged, but we are committed to creating the Ghana we all desire, a nation that stands tall without leaning on foreign crutches. His vision emphasizes ending reliance on foreign loans and aid by investing in local industries and creating systems that enable self-sufficiency, boosting local food production to ensure food security and reduce dependence on imported goods, upgrading infrastructure and harnessing technology to modernize industries and create jobs, focusing on education as a tool for empowerment and investing in local talent to drive the nation forward. Mahama's leadership transcends Ghana's borders. His approach serves as a blueprint for other African nations seeking to break free from neo-colonial systems of control. By prioritizing local solutions over foreign dependency, Mahama is sending a powerful message to the West. Africa will no longer beg for aid or submit to exploitative systems. However, Mahama understands that true independence cannot be achieved alone. His strategy is rooted in unity, not just within Ghana, but across the African continent. By fostering regional cooperation and solidarity, Mahama envisions an Africa that can collectively resist external pressures and build its future on its own terms. The challenges ahead are daunting. Ghana's economy has been pushed to the brink, and decades of mismanagement and foreign control have left deep scars. But Mahama is undeterred. His leadership represents hope for a new era where Ghana and Africa are no longer defined by their reliance on the West, but by their ability to stand as equals on the world stage. Mahama's journey is not just about transforming Ghana, it's about inspiring Africa to rise together. The time has come to reclaim the continent's wealth, restore its dignity, and lead with a unified voice. The world is watching, and under Mahama's leadership, Ghana is ready to show that the future of Africa belongs to Africans.
Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore. But first thing first, did you hear that Donald Trump invited Ibrahim Traore to his inauguration and he refused to go? Did you hear about that? Rumors say that Ibrahim Traore rejected the request from the US government to attend to Donald Trump's inauguration session. Not 100% about that yet. I'm still doing my research and finding out what's happening really, give you the details, okay? And I'm gonna drop it for you. And also, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa was not invited. You know, they don't see quite eye to eye, so things are very, very burning right now. But let's talk about Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is this man right here. If you've never heard about him, I think this is a great opportunity to find out about this man. Now, Ibrahim Traore, who's a great president, is young, turning 37 years old. He's working. We're going to find out quickly what he's done for his country, very quickly. Number one, Burkina Faso's GDP grew from approximately $18 billion to $22 billion in 2 years, fellas. From $18 billion to $22 billion. Congratulations. It's not like some of these presidents that are just eating the money. They're just spending money, getting second, third, fourth wife, making sure their cousins are good, their aunties in the village, and they don't give a continental about everybody else. Crazy stuff. Number 2, Ibrahim Traore has rejected the loans of IMF and World Bank. He said Africa does not need the World Bank or the IMF or America. What do you feel about that? Amazing, isn't it? Now, this guy, in this country, there used to be another great man named Thomas Sankara. Have you heard of Thomas Sankara? Thomas Sankara had the very same mindset. He said Africa doesn't need any help from no other nations. We have gold, diamond, uranium, everything, you name it, we have it. We have the coltans, we have zinc, we have all the stuff you need for technology, for iPhones, for Samsungs, for missiles, for satellite. You don't need anything from nobody else. So he refused to go and pay, the debt that his country had at the time. But he was telling African president at the time, I want to refuse to pay. But you better refuse too, because if you don't refuse, next time you're going to come here in our meeting, I won't be here. I'll be dead.
Notre conférence adopte la nécessité de dire clairement que nous ne pouvons pas payer la dette. Non pas dans un esprit belliqueux, belliciste. Ceci pour non pas dans un esprit belliqueux, belliciste. Ceci pour éviter que nous n'allions individuellement nous faire assassiner. Si le Burkina Faso tout seul refuse de payer la dette, je ne serai pas là à la prochaine conférence.
Guess what happened in the next meeting? He wasn't there. He was dead. Why? Because African presidents are cowards. Now, what does IMF and World Bank do? They give some money to some poor African nations. Say, okay, here's the money. You want to build a hospital? You want to build a road and schools? Here's money, okay? But you're going to pay me 5, 6, 10-fold the money I give you. That's how they function. Now, if you don't pay the money, they come into your country, they loot the gold, they loot the uranium, and all that stuff. And there is no one country in the world that has been successful from getting money from the IMF. Now, Ibrahim Traore said not to that. What has he done instead is asking everybody in Burkina Faso to put a percentage of their salary in a common basket. Now, they're going to use that money from the basket to buy weapons, to buy hospital stuff, to buy food, to buy everything they need for building road infrastructure. That is how it's operating. And let me remind you, how old is this man? 37 years old. Ibrahim Traore has reduced the salaries of the ministers and parliamentarians. Congratulations, by 30%. He has reduced the salary of parliamentarians and ministers, and he has added the salary of civil servants by 50%. Now, let me tell you something, fellas. Some of the African countries, before people get into power, they run for elections, parliamentarian, they will tell you all the nice things. We're going to put pressure on the government so that they can build road for you. We're going to put pressure on the government so they can build schools and hospitals in this area. Once they get into the parliament, they forget about you, because then they're not enemies of the government anymore. They're actually working together. Government is giving them money behind the doors while you don't know. You're thinking you have parliamentarian people fighting for you, but in reality, they're eating in the same plate. So people are being fooled in Africa. They don't even understand. He said, no more rich people out of politics. Finish. You cannot be rich out of politics. So, drop the money of the parliamentarian and the ministers by 30%, increase the salary of civil servants by 50%. Congratulations or what? Let me remind you here, Ibrahim Traore is the president that say, I don't need my salary as a president. Just pay me as a soldier. I'm a captain. Pay me as a captain. Keep the presidential salary, put it in the comment box. So he leads by example. Amazing or what? Let's clap our hands. Thank you. Ibrahim Traore, number 4, has paid Burkina Faso's local debt. Yeah. So he's not spending the money building houses or buying cars like some other presidents that are behaving like children. He is spending...
Excuse me, did you say this guy is just 37 or heading to 37 years? Guys, are you really hearing what I'm hearing? Are you following? Are you there? Okay, let's continue.
He is spending the money for the people. And these are the kind of people Africa needs. Africa is not moving forward because Africa is incompetent. Africa is not moving forward because of the leaders that are absolutely treasonous. They're traitors of their countries. They just care about their stomachs and whatever under their pants, because it's just curious how these presidents, as soon as they become president, they have 5, 6, 7 wives and stuff like that. It's just insane. Number 5, Ibrahim Traore has established 2 tomato processing plants in the country, the first ever in Burkina Faso. Now, Burkina Faso produces a lot of tomato, okay? Lots of it. And foreign companies come to Burkina Faso, get the tomato, go and process it, put it in a box, and come sell back to Burkina Faso. That was before Ibrahim Traore came into power. When he got into power, he said, no more, enough. He's built himself a tomato plant right there in Africa, in the country. Now they can sow the tomato, recall the tomato, process it, and resell to the people at a very cheap price. Amazing what? Let's come by. Number 6, Burkina Faso in 2023 has inaugurated a state-of-the-art gold mine to enhance local processing capabilities. Again, local processing capabilities. The reason why many African nations are poor is because everything Africa produces gets processed somewhere else. Like in Nigeria, your oil and stuff get processed somewhere else. Aliko Dangote came with an idea trying to build his own refinery to process the oil, and Nigerians were not happy about that. They say Aliko Dangote want to create a monopoly. He want to be rich by himself. Instead of understanding the man's idea was, let me create something that we don't have so we can have oil and petrol and fuel at a very cheap price. No, they didn't want that. No. We don't want that. Shameful. Number 7, Ibrahim Traore has stopped exporting unrefined Burkina Faso gold to Europe. No more unrefined Burkina Faso gold going to Europe. You're going to refine Burkina Faso gold to Europe. No more unrefined Burkina Faso gold going to Europe. You're going to refine it in Burkina Faso.
Il ne s'agira plus pour nous d'amener notre or à l'extérieur pour raffiner. Nous le raffinons sur place. Nous savons quelle est la teneur réelle de l'or brut qui sort.
That is the spirit we need from Africans. Unfortunately, the leaders of Africans are supported by their tribes. I'm just going to be honest with you. You know, in most African countries, political parties are usually associated with specific tribes. You know that, eh? Yeah. The exception of South Africa at the time. Why? Because South Africa got independence in 1994. So the blacks needed to be together for a long time. That's why they did not see the tribe. Okay, they were together for, unlike many African nations, where after 1960, very slowly people started turning their faces to all their tribes. You can see every tribe with a political party. I feel very afraid about South Africa because some other new political parties are being born and they have a tendency. So that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, in Africa, that's the reality. People choose leaders based on mother language. And it's the same with churches. People go to churches based on who's the pastor. Is he from my province? If he's from your province, you go. If he's not, you don't. It's very sad. People forget that it's not about your tribe. It's not about your people. It's not the kingdom. This is democracy. You need to come together with ideas. Let me tell you something, brother. People from your tribe are not all nice. Yes, some of them are nice. Some of them are not nice. Even in your family, everybody's not nice. Your family is not perfect. Some people in your family are nice. Some people are not nice. But you should be high enough in your intellectual level to identify this one is nice, this one is not nice. And I'm not associating myself with this just because you're from my tribe. Wow, Burkina Faso doesn't have that. Everybody comes together. They put money together for themselves so they don't have to go beg to the white man. Burkina Faso built a second cotton processing plant. Previously, the country had only one. Okay, so there is progress. In 2 years only. We're talking about 2 years here. He opened the first ever national support center for artisanal cotton processing to assist local cotton farmers. So this man is protecting local farmers. Unlike some president in East Africa who's giving everything to the guy that owns computers. You know, the guy that has a lot of computers and stuff. He's getting the land, he's getting the contract. This guy is protecting the locals, making sure the local farmers are actually making money out of their local products. Number 10, Ibrahim Traore banned the wearing of British legal wigs. You see those blonde, stupid wigs that many African people in legal teams and stuff wear? That's stupidity. He banned it. He said, enough of that. Why do you need to wear that stuff? Like, how? Are you not okay? Enough. Instead of that, he introduced Burkina Faso traditional attire. You know, isn't that beautiful? Don't you like yourselves? Like, don't you like your own identity? This is the kind of president many African nations need. Number 11, well, I hope we're going to do everything because I don't want to make a long video. He prioritized agriculture by distributing 400 tractors, 230 tillers, and 710 motor pumps and motorcycles. Okay, 400 tractors that is distributed to the people so they can work. Work, my people. Stop begging. Stop asking from America. Stop asking from the European Union. Work. Do something. So the guy's mentality is different. Number 12, he provided access to improved seeds on farm input and maximum agricultural output. So improved seed, I'm not 100% what that means though. Okay, I need to investigate that. Improved seed, what does that mean? Does improved seed need, genetically modified? I don't know. Okay, so that's something, I don't know if I agree with that. Does that mean he has bad intention? Maybe not. Certainly not for his people. But is he misinformed about those seeds? Well, that's a question mark. We need to find out. And also, we still need to redefine what is improved seed. Does it mean genetically modified? I don't know. I don't know if you like genetically modified. I personally don't think I do like that. Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore expelled the French media from Burkina Faso. And he expelled the military from France, from Burkina Faso. This is a man that is 37 years old. Okay? When you talk about age, people in Africa tend to think the older you are, the wiser you are. That's what it used to be back in the time. It's normal. It's not anymore, unfortunately. You see people at 57 years old absolutely stupid. And a young man at 23, very smart and very balanced.
Oh my God. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Is the boldness, is the courageousness, is the resilience, is in fact, what kind of personality is in this young Captain Traore, for crying out loud? But seriously, this is the kind of man I have been praying and wishing that my country, Nigeria, would produce. Because what are you not telling me? At this point, the elderly, the old, most of them, not all, are not really wise at the end of the day. Let's call it spade a spade. Because the young are doing massive and great things. This is a proof to that. Bravo, guys. I want to see a round of applause in the comment section, because at the end of the day, gosh, what is going on? This is just the beginning of these guys, Charlie. In fact, I applaud this man's bravery. I applaud his courage. I applaud his wisdom. This is out of this world. This is mind-blowing, guys. I'm short of words, and I need you to help me out with the right words in the comment section, because what I have just seen and heard, I have watched now, is leaving me speechless. It's making me go back to sit down and ask myself, like, is this really happening? And only God knows at the end of the day, in the nearest future, where the continent of Africa is definitely going to be seen, and where the Westerners who have taken advantage of us for quite a long time, what they will definitely understand. And I know that by the grace of God, we will come out successful with the president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama's impact in West Africa, in Ghana, in Africa. Guys, what are you not talking? Just help me out in the comment section, because my mouth is full. I don't know where to start from at this point. Exactly, guys. And at the end of the day, let's continue in the comment section. Yes. So at this point, if you are yet to like this video, oh my God, encourage the ambassador in the comment section. Oh shit, baddest. Premium update. Exactly. Now only ambassador they run up. I tell you. All right, guys, I'm full of excitement. Don't mind me and Eureka. I just need to pour out my expressions just the way I feel. Sorry, for quite some time now I've been out of reach, and I just really needed to be doing these voiceovers to cover up until I'm back to the normal position. I'm exactly where I'm definitely going to show up live and direct. We'll just watch. Wait, I will soon show up, but just take my voice the way it comes, live, raw and undiluted. Exactly. And at this point, I need you to like, share, subscribe, and all those good stuff. If you are new here, you're missing. Join this family by smashing on that subscription button, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next one. But for now, keep vibing to your environment, nature, surrounding. So I wish you a happy weekend, a new week, no matter when and how you're watching me on the stable of Vibes Upon Vibes with Chivik. But for now, ciao.